Hey guys, this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for August 11th. And so the energy that is speaking to me the most today is Jupiter is going to move into Virgo today after about 3:40 a.m. Pacific time. And when energy shifts, when a major planet of this size and impact on us shifts, I think what I do is I look at the reading for exactly at the exact moment when that energy shifts, and then I give you a reading from that moment. So this reading is from that 3:40 a.m. point and shift, because I think that at that point that will be the cascade of events, not only from this energy shift. This is going to be when this transit starts until a year from now, because it takes about a year for Jupiter to move through this energy. So I want to tell you about this day because it's pretty pivotal. So let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion. It's the planet of spirituality on a very high level thinking type based mind. It's essentially the awakening energy that we all have been experiencing. That is the way that I look at Jupiter energy. It's such a pivotal point in your life. It's like that moment when you get told that you have cancer and you either choose to be a victim and succumb to the fact that you have a terminal illness, or you choose to survive it. That is what I feel this energy is like. So it's moving into Virgo, and when Jupiter goes into any energy, it expands that energy. It can expand it on a low vibration, and it can expand it on a high vibration, and I really want you to understand that, okay? Because so many people are like, when Jupiter was in Leo and nothing expanded in their financial circle, or their financial area in their life, they were like, well, this astrology doesn't work, because Jupiter didn't expand my financial endeavor. It didn't expand it because maybe you didn't choose an opportunity. Maybe you didn't choose to put yourself out in the world and update your resume and go and start applying for things. And, these energy sources are ordained in our life, ordained to change our life. But we have to make the choice to make the changes that allow that energy to enter in and fill us up. If you are caught in past patterns of self-sabotage, it wouldn't matter what opportunity Jupiter tried to give you, you would not meet that opportunity. You wouldn't even see that opportunity because you're too busy being drunk or on drugs to really see that opportunity, or you're reclused in, you're agoraphobic or whatever. Like you have to put yourself out there, guys. You got to do some work. It's not this, the universe gives you this stuff, but it gives it to the people that deserve it and that want it and that are open to these energy sources. So when Jupiter moves into Virgo, the pivotal moment that it moves into, I want to say that that's how it's going to impact you through generally. And then you have the individual houses that it will affect you in, and that's a video all in its own. So today when Jupiter moves into Virgo, your first and your 10th house are going to be emphasized for the majority of you. Or even if it's not in that particular house, you're going to feel stimulated in these areas, because that's exactly when the energy shifted for everybody on this planet. We all felt, it's like when the moon is full up in the heavens, we all feel the full moon experience. What specific house it's in, that's a whole other area, and what sign it's in, that's a whole nother area. But we all feel the experience of it. This is the way that I believe about energy. So the 10th and the first house are going to be aspected in some way depending on whatever house it is, and then in these particular houses. So I saw a trine in the 10th house, and I want to talk about it because your 10th house is going to be in Pisces on the day that it goes into on the day of the energy shift. And so this is about, I think, going into what we deeply, authentically want and desire. If we were to fantasize about our lives, like, what is it that we would deeply desire? What do we fantasize about? You know? And you're also going to have Saturn and Scorpio supporting this thought process. Again, I said that Saturn has given you all the tools. You are now on the job site trying to prove that you can do it. You can change your life and make it for the better. So that's being supported by all of this water energy, and it's going to be a heart-based energy. It's going to be what you intensely, deeply, emotionally desire. Okay, and it's going to be in passionate Leo heart, right? So we're talking about today's a day to, if you were to launch something today, I would say today has the energy to kick it off. So if I were to start a business, you never really start a business when Venus is in retrograde, except for if it's a past related endeavor. Say many of you have been writing for years and you keep all of these stories under your bed and you don't let anybody read them. It's your form of artistic expression, but you don't want anybody to know about it. Today is the day to pull those out and pursue that type of thinking, you know, and make that your 10th house, your life path destiny. If some of you have a calling to be a numerologist or a tarot card reader or a healer or a light worker or an energy worker, if you have that desire, today is a great day. If you've been thinking about it for a long time, it's a great day to pull it out of the closet and embark on it and pour your love and your passion and your desire. If many of you are caught in these poor coping methods, change your direction today. Great day for that. Look, the way that I overcame serious heartbreak and loss, and it seemed like at one point between 2012 and 2014, especially, that no matter what came into my life, it gave me a painful experience. No matter. It didn't matter if it seemed like the best job in the world. In the end, I got my butt handed to me. And it was a karmic issue. And it just seemed like karma and karma and karma and karma. And I was brokenhearted. And looking back on it now, I see they were all the same lessons. Just in different packages, but they were all the same lessons. I just couldn't get it through my head what the universe was trying to tell me. So I kept making these really poor choices. And because I wasn't living authentic. And then something turned around and I just decided I needed to be alive again. I had lost hope. I had lost the will to live. I had lost the desire to be on this planet. It was so painful, every freaking experience, that it was just like, I don't need to be here anymore to experience one more disappointment and one more painful issue, right? And so I don't know what, I think it was a message from the heavens. I think it saved my life. It was, do a channel. Talk about astrology. You love it. You've been secretly stuffing it, doing it on the side, and you don't let anybody know that you have this secret life you have. So get out there and do it. I don't know why it popped into my head. It was just at that point where I was about ready to give up. And so I just decided that what the hell? I got time. I don't have a job. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have anything going for me. And I just decided to pour my heart and my soul and my will to live into something that really, really energized me from the inside out. And so that is why I'm saying that today has that 10th house and that first house energy in it. Is because the routine that I began, and routine meaning Virgo energy, it's all work routine energy, it's habits that you do, it's mental well-being and physical habits that you do. Jupiter is going to be expanding those areas. Say you are in an unhealthy job, or you have really poor coping methods, or you have lost that will to live. Jupiter will come in today and expand it. All of a sudden, you're going to feel just, wow, it's going to feel like, it's either going to feel like, for some of you, it's going to be that moment that I just had this voice that said, do your channel, or it's going to be some of you that are going to want to check out. It's going to expand this overwhelming feeling to get out of your circumstances, to stop accepting your life the way it is. It's going to be in your 1st and your 10th house. So it's going to be in how you identify yourself. You're going to look in the mirror and you're not going to know, you don't know who you are anymore. You don't know why you're that person. It's going to expand that question, it's going to expand, if I don't know who I am anymore, when did I last remember who I was? And when do I remember feeling good about myself and my choices? Looking at your life back then, before it tanked, before you fell into poor coping methods, before you got lost, it's like, who was I back then? Take a look at that. If it was in an area, part of your life, say you're a paddleboarder. I went paddleboarding, so I now have this routine every weekend of going paddleboarding. I have found a great outlet for stress for me. It's physical, it's active. I took my dog paddleboarding. He is officially a paddleboarder with me. I've always wanted a dog that did water sports with me, and I picked a dog from the shelter, save this little sweet dog, who is a Lhasa Apso, who, believe me, they're couch potatoes. They're totally not a dog that you would see out in the water. He's a huge water dog who loves being on my paddleboard with me, and we paddleboard. I took him out this weekend. So I now have a routine of every weekend going paddleboarding. Eventually, I'm going to go start surfing. Like, I found something, it's water-based, so it gets into all my watery little senses and fills me up. It's time on the water, and it's athletic, and I am turned on by it. And I'm 45. I found it at 45, people. It's never too late to turn your life around and to have that question go off in your head. And Jupiter's going to expand that. And then it's going to find a way to give you an opportunity in that expansive thought process. And then, sweets, on top of that, it's going to help you develop a routine that puts you in a positive light. But you have to be in the right frame of mind to get this energy, right? If you think it's great that your routine is being a drunk every day and drinking away and numbing yourself, it will expand that. You will get out of control. Your routines will become out of control. You won't be able to hold a job. You will tank in this energy. I assure you, either your mental and physical well-being habits are going to expand in a good direction or a very, very bad direction. But this is very extreme energy. Jupiter is very extreme. So I want you guys to understand, of course, I'm a cheerleader for rah, positive empowerment, go, power, go. But some of you aren't ready for this. This is why I think you're going to experience some quincunxes today. It's going to be difficult for that light bulb to turn on. It is not a good feeling initially when you look at your life and you've made so many crappy choices that you don't like yourself. And you wonder how you got here. And you wonder who you are anymore. You lost you. Your childlike enthusiasm, your ability to be resilient, your ability to be strong. It's like there are two different types of people right now. There are people that all of this energy is empowering and establishing great routines because you've done all the work and you've asked yourself these questions during 2012 and 2014. And there's going to be the side of the people that are just being awakened now. Jupiter is the awakening planet. It's the great awakener. So you are getting woke up from this comatose life that you've been living, full of unaccountability, and you are now becoming accountable, not to others. That was the Saturn and Scorpio's transit. Yes, that's what it did. But now you are being awakened to you and your issues and where you lost yourself. And you are getting the light bulb experience. So don't be surprised if Jupiter that moves into Virgo just quincunxes the hell out of you today, and then it drags Venus right along with it. So, perhaps there's some past issue that comes up, or all of a sudden you just think about, God, I've lost so many past loves. I've lost so many people. I've made so many mistakes. What is the common denominator? I can guarantee you, sweets, it's you. Even if it's not, you're not the bad person. It's you make bad choices because of issues from your past. This goes back to your childhood, everybody. Leo energy goes back to the childhood. How did you grow up? What did you see? What happened to you that made you choose a less than lifestyle and settle for where you're at? What past experiences made unhealthy routines in you that you have slowly but surely amplified over the years that has now made you a dysfunctional adult? Okay? I am not blaming you for how you turned out, but I do blame the fact that we all have a choice to make at some point to stop making poor choices and to start making healthy ones. It's our choice. I have been going through so much therapy. I'm not ashamed to admit what an idiot I used to be. Thinking that dysfunctional relationships were love. They're not love. You know what? Because I love the unlovable does not mean that that's what I have to settle for. Does it mean that I don't deserve love in a healthy way? I can love the unlovable till they die, and I will. I have a Venus in Virgo. I will never not love the unlovable. I will always have Pluto and Uranus in my 5th house, making me drawn to those types of people. But that doesn't mean that that's the way I've got to settle. I get to make a choice now and say I get to settle for healthy love and partnerships and stability. Knowing that that's in your natal chart is very healthy for you to know where you fall, so that you can pull yourself back up again, so that Jupiter can expand you in a good way and set up healthy routines and bring in people that will support the healthy routines in your life, right? If you're with people that aren't healthy, they will start to support unhealthy routines in your life and make you feel accepted in unhealthy areas. But that's so ridiculous, in the long run. That's why you're going to experience nothing but squares and quincunxes today, and some serious opposition today. And it's in this energy of being vulnerable and in your own truth. This is about being vulnerable in your own truth, in your own raw truth. If you're not happy in your job, make a different choice in a job. Stop bitching about it. If you're not happy with that partner, leave that partner and go find yourself and love yourself enough to walk away, and then go out there and find somebody that you deserve. Stop bitching. If you have a dream that you're dreaming about, then I'm not saying go out and quit your job and start this dream. That's just idiotic. You need to pay your bills. And that's something that I wrestled with when I started my channel. Go out there and be logical, very Virgo-based energy, right? Anything, Jupiter's going to expand anything. So have it expand some logic while you're at it. I know you're going to get caught up in this energy, and it's very exhilarating energy. It's very dramatic energy. But guys, it's very Aries. Remember that you have ego-based energy going on. It's pumping through you. It's trining. So you are very ego-oriented and ego-driven in this week. I really want you to wrap your head around that and know that that can be very good if you are trying to find enough personal power to have the nerve to make a channel, right? That's great. But if you are a person that is very ego-oriented and you're caught up in some really bad routines, I'm telling you guys, it is going to get out of control before it gets better. Absolutely out of control. Guys, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous energy to talk about. I prefer to look at the good part of the energy, you know me, but I'm not Pollyanna. Like, some of you are going to go down before you, this is a time where, you ever watch those addicted shows and they always show these people that their lives are spiraling out of control. They've lost everything. They're homeless. And then their families finally have this intervention thinking, okay, this is the time they're going to turn all of those addictive habits around, and, they're going to pull themselves back up. And some of them, it takes them falling on their ass and being homeless or nearly dying or whatever before they understand that their addictions or whatever have got the best of them, their poor coping skills. So some of you are going to fall in. This year could be very, 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 very good for people who want to set up positive routines for themselves to advance themselves to the next level in life, in work and in mental well-being and physical health. Some of you may experience during this Jupiter transit a sudden health problem. Say you are, I just use alcohol because, oh my God, I don't not know an alcoholic. Everybody I know in the world uses alcohol to self-medicate. So that's why I always bring up alcoholism and alcohol stuff. Also because I've had almost all my key people in my life have been Pisces, and all of them have suffered from alcoholism issues. What could come up in health is that you have Jupiter going in and expanding the problem that you have in your liver now, because of all the drinking that you've been doing. And so you start to have a lot of health problems due to your drinking. And so what could happen is that Jupiter expands that health issue and makes you have no choice but to either choose death, or that you're going to change that habit and make it beneficial. Some of you may be addicted to eating. And come on, we know that obesity is being in the healthcare field, it's the number one epidemic that I think that this America has, is that just this addiction to food, to self-medicate. And so a lot of people, I think their health problems, diabetes, joint problems, back problems, all those things are going to start to expand at an alarming rate this year. I predict that a lot of people are going to be having that type of problem because of Jupiter expanding that need to emotional eat, expanding that need to, which will expand your waistlines and which will expand your health problems. So there's a couple ways this can go. And again, I say this is in the 1st and the 10th house. If it were me and you're a survivor, right? And you're going to beat it, I would take all of these insecurities that I have in my 1st house that I was talking about, this ego-oriented energy, right, that was ignited on this day, and I would take where I fall, where I'm vulnerable, where I'm weak, I would take and put that into my career, life path, destiny, and I would focus somewhere else. And I would set up routines in getting ahead in my career, life path, destiny, which would take the focus off of my weaknesses in my 1st house. That is my advice to you. Take it or leave it. I'm going to be here the whole year doing my channel, helping you through it if you fall, so don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. But But it's a pivotal day. Very, very pivotal day. Guys, this is just, it's why I had to do these videos until Tuesday, because I had so much to tell you. And I want you guys to have a little, I want you guys this stuff to brew, and I want it to sink in. And so when the day hits you, you're like, oh, Annette did talk about that stuff. You're all beautiful to me. Every person on this planet is beautiful. All the broken are especially beautiful to me. I know this about me. So I'm not judging you. I don't say these things to be mean to you. I don't have any judgment. If I could, I would tell you every weakness that I ever have, and I think I'm pretty open on my channel about all of the terrible things that reside in me. I'm not sitting here, full disclosure, trying to make you guys all say a bunch of nice things about me. I'm saying these things because when I'm up here preaching a good preach, it's because I live it. I'm a weak person too. You know, I'm not a spiritual leader. I'm an energy healer. I just want you guys to tap into the best energies possible and persevere. I want you guys to do what I do. This is how I'm overcoming things. And I want my channel to be something that is real. I don't want it to, this isn't a business for me. That's why I can be so real about this stuff. And I want you to know that there are days when I get out of bed and the energy overcomes me, or Saturn hands me my butt, or Uranus pulls something out of the air that I can't deal with, and I want to fall into a poor coping method. Guess what? I've got them too. You know, everybody does. And I have to make choices every day to choose the higher vibration and energy, and I want you guys to too. That's what I hope my channel is for you. Anyhow, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and everybody that's been subscribing. Had a lot of subscribers lately. I want to thank you guys for that, and the wonderful comments and the inspiring things that you do, little things that you guys do every day, is helping me to become a better person and to evolve. And I don't think I thank you enough. And I just want to say thank you, because I work every day to overcome obstacles, and it is through kind words, truly kind words, and people taking the time out of their busy days to say something kind to me that really keeps me doing another week of videos. So I hope all of you have a fantastic, fantastic week, and then a few days, because I went over. And I look forward to talking to you guys again next week.